Granny, tell us the story.
About Old Man Frosty, Ivan, and Nastyenka.
You know it already, don't you?
Never mind, we like it best.
All right. Cover yourselves well and listen carefully. Once upon a time, in a country, in a village, there lived an elderly couple. They had 2 daughters. Nastyenka was the old man's daughter, and his new wife's daughter was called Marfusha. It was the end of spring. A deep summer night covered the country with its black veil, and everybody in the small country house was asleep. Everybody except Nastyenka and...
You wicked witch! You viper's venom! I've ordered you to do the knitting, but you are not allowed to clatter the needles, or you might wake up darling Marfusha. You'll certainly find your work easier to do outside, but let me warn you, the sock must be finished before sunrise and the cock crow, or else I'll pull your hair out. You wicked witch, you poisonous venom.
With these needles, I knit socks for my sister Marfusha. Yarn of red wool. A ball of white wool. The courtyard. I have to sweep it in the morning, or stepmother will scold me. Our rooster. So far he's still asleep. The sock is not finished yet. I must hurry up. It is still asleep. Tommy is a great friend of mine. I love him very much. Tommy is a good guard dog. A week ago, a fox went out hunting and found herself in our yard. She was planning to steal a hen from us. Tommy smelled her and chased her as far as the woods. He managed to wake half the village, but he kept the hen safe. An ordinary pot. It's good for cooking. Why did stepmother hang it here? I have to finish the sock. I can't leave until it's done. The well. It's been here from time immemorial. I think it was dug by my great-grandfather's father. The water in it is good and cold. A ladder. It's all made of wood, and very long. I cannot carry it myself. I frequently dig in our garden with this hoe. I don't need the hoe for the moment. We have a cow called Vesna in our shed. We have so much from Vesna. Every day she gives us milk. We make cheese and butter out of the milk, and cottage cheese and cream. Boris, the horse, lives with her. When I have some time off in the summer, I ride on him in the meadow behind our house. I am not tall enough to reach there. Last year's hay. It smells nice. Boris and Vesna like it very much. A scythe. We mow everything with it. Grass for the cattle, corn, roadside weeds. But now it is useless. It needs hammering out and sharpening again. The village ironsmith usually hammers it out, but he's been away more than 2 years. With this fork, I daily strew some straw under Boris and Vesna to keep their beds clean. I have to finish the sock. I can't leave until it's done. My stepmother took the other sock from me. Poor me. How am I to knit a new sock without a pattern?
What do you need, my darling daughter?
Father, tell me about Mother, please. What was she like?
Your mother? Ah, my Nastyanka. I still think of her all the time. Her beauty and sweet manners she had. A gentle word for everyone. I remember when you were a small child.
Don't you have enough work to do? You keep on chattering and you won't be able to sit down for a week.
Oh, what a woman she was.
Bye, Father. See you later. I have to run. I have work that won't wait. A broomstick no witch would be ashamed to ride. What a scatterbrain I am. Or is it possible to sweep at night? My sister Marfusha's towel. The fire is almost out. It's full of embers. All the wood has burnt.
Have you finished knitting the sock? You venomous viper.
My new mother. Father married her 2 years ago. My darling sister Marfusha. She is sleeping lightly. Poor girl, she is a light sleeper. Even a very low sound can wake her up. She is fond of sweet meals and good food. On her foot she is wearing the sock I need as a knitting pattern.
Mama! Make her stop bothering me!
Get out, you witch.
But
Get lost. At once.
Marfusha is a light sleeper. Maybe it could work with a candy. After one, she'll be sound asleep for sure. Oh, a lollipop. I wonder who put it here. I'll take it. The sweet that Marfusha cannot sleep without. A small vase for water. A big jug for water. both of clay. My dear sister is neat, if she's asleep. She's sleeping and sucking on the lollipop, one of the many I have made for her. Let's do it noiselessly. Easy, easy. I'll pull the sock off my sister's foot carefully, so as not to wake her up. I've got it. I wouldn't finish the other sock without it. A foot. Ouch! I am out of my red yarn, and daybreak is coming any second. What to do now? The rooster has woken already, and he'll start crowing to welcome the new day. But the sock is not finished yet. My dear rooster, please, hold back the dawn of the new day. Don't crow yet, please. Wait. I need to finish the sock for my sister Marfusha before the dawn.
I am not mighty enough to lengthen the night. I don't possess the power.
Please tell me, rooster. What should I do?
Our master is the sun so bright who brings the end to every night.
It wakes us to a new day by its crowing. They are lovely. They are called toadstools. It is said their cap is strewn with sugar to allure flies, and there they die. Some people kick at them because they're not edible. Vandals, they should keep out of the woods. To the left, there is a way to the lake, and to the right is a road to the hill. It's all made of wood. It was built by the local carpenter. It is crystal pure and ice cold. In summer, however, the water warms up and small children come to play here. The bridge is made of wood. In summers, we dive from it into the lake. When a day is sunny, I sit down on the very edge and watch small fish as they flit about under the water. It was built by my friends in the village. In summer, one can dive off it easily. On the opposite side of the lake, a mama bear with her cubs are seen occasionally. The bear cubs play with each other and caper. I like to watch them. Maybe the bear will turn up today. A stump. It is lonely as well, and it looks sad. I feel like it's looking at me. Sometimes I come here and talk to it. A tall oak stood on this place. It had a broad top, and one of its branches reached almost to the lake's surface. We used to swing on that branch. How I loved diving. What dives were those? Rushes. In spring, they are a nesting site for wild ducks. They'll bloom in a few days, and it will be pink all over. It is said they were planted by my parents just after I was born. The sun. It is still asleep, but in a few moments it will rise and a bright new day begins. But my sock isn't finished yet. Have mercy on me, thou bright day star, have pity on me. Our beautiful sun, let me knit a little more, or I'll be punished severely. My new mother will pull out my hair. Thank you, my rooster, for your advice. The sun has heard my wish. Now I can finish the sock. But first, I must get some red yarn. I'll unwind part of the white yarn, and I'll dye it. But how? The fire is almost out. It's full of embers. All the wood has burnt. Wood that we cut last year from the old spruce trees behind our cottage. It's well dried. I should add some fuel to the fire so Father isn't cold. The heat is good for his backache. It's dry. It will burn well. Now the room is warm. The fire is flickering merrily. You find the world brighter and sunnier. The mouse hole is empty. The mice might be sleeping someplace underground. The courtyard. I have to sweep it in the morning, or stepmother will scold me. An empty cooking pot. I can't put the pot right into the fire without anything in it. First, I must pour some water in it. The wood was well dried. It burns easily. The courtyard. I have to sweep it in the morning, or stepmother will scold me. There was a bucket attached to the rope yesterday. I guess it broke loose and is lying at the bottom of the well. How shall I get it out? The well without a bucket is good for nothing. Perhaps it has sunk down to the bottom. I wonder, how shall I get it up? In the summer, we use it for hanging a basket during the cherry pick. I'll take it. It might come in handy later. It's all made of iron. Here, I'll tighten the knot. Well, that's it. Now let's just lift the bucket from the bottom. I can't see anything special about it. Gosh, I made it in a single attempt. How lucky I am. I can't see anything special about it.
Remember, before sun rises, before daylight, you witch, you poisonous venom.
I am hardly able to carry it. I've poured water from the bucket into it. Only a short while longer, and the water will start to boil. The water is boiling. That skull is ominous. A wooden table with a skull painted on it. I am scared. Here is Maturin's field. The one who trespasses the field at night will never. I'm scared. A big red beet.
Here. It's forbidden territory. Can't you read?
Forgive me, Mr.
My name is Roman. The Raven.
Roman. You see, I urgently need a beetroot, and this one is just the kind I need.
If you bring me something good to eat, I might eat it and fall asleep, and then...
I'll be back in a moment. The raven is sitting on its shoulder, as if he were its master. But the scarecrow doesn't seem to mind. The raven is sitting on its shoulder, as if he were its master. But the scarecrow doesn't seem to mind. I can't do this. I'm not about to wake him now. A raven. He seems to be asleep. An old kettle. Half-eaten by rust, but it can still be useful in the hands of a scarecrow. The kettle is beyond use. Now it's only good for a scarecrow. I don't even know who has put it here. I am lucky it's a full moon tonight. Otherwise, I couldn't see the road so clearly. A piece of Swiss cheese. It is as full of holes as the roof of our neighbor's house. This is my father's breakfast. I have to ask him first if I can take the cheese.
What do you need, my darling daughter?
I need some cheese for the raven.
Yes, but what am I going to eat for breakfast then?
Well, you know, half of the cheese would do just fine. Could I then?
All right, if you can chop it off. Oh my, where on earth is the knife? Wait, I remember now. I bet I have... I went mushrooming yesterday and lost the knife in the woods.
A mushroom picker lost his knife here. I'll take it. Careful. I don't want to cut myself. Here we go. One half for you, the other half for me. A piece of cheese, but the raven could be happy with it.
Hey! Cheese! It's Swiss cheese, isn't it? Yummy in my tummy. Now I can fall asleep.
It is sitting on a scarecrow and looking at me eagerly. I hope it won't peck me. A big black bird. It looks hungry and cunning. Oof! A small hoe would do it. I am too weak to pull it out myself, without digging first. I frequently dig in our garden with this hoe. With this hoe, I am sure to unearth the beet. Quick, to the field. Old and rusty. Well, this is better. I like the job now. I'm going to hoe around the beet. Then it will be pulled much more easily. I've hacked around the beet properly. I'll dye the yarn now. La 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 la. Big red beet. This beet is so big that I can't get it into the pot unchopped. I must chop it first. What am I to do with it? Here we are. There wasn't enough room for the whole beet. Now it's okay. The water turned red completely. I won't need so much red wool. It will be enough if I only uncoil it a little. I've unwound it off the big one. May the yarn get dyed and be as red as I need. Here we go. Now perhaps I'll manage to finish the sock in time. Yarn of red wool. I must knit half a sock more. I've unwound it off the big one.
How now, my dove? Have you finished the sock?
Yes. Here it is.
Oh, she made it in time. You wicked witch! You viper's venom! Wait, I'll keep you busy. Go feed the hens, horses, and the cow. Prepare a meal for the dog and clean the yard. If you don't, I'll pull out your hair.
Not tidied up yet. I'll sweep it after I have done the other work stepmother ordered me to do.
What do you need, my dear child?
My stepmother won't let up on me. She keeps on worrying about Marfusha and scolding me. I miss my mother.
Don't worry, Nastyenka. You have to be patient.
Has your back stopped hurting?
Almost. Sitting is much easier for me now. If only my wife weren't such a shrew and were more understanding. After all, I'm not that young anymore.
Bye, Father. See you later. I have to run. I have work that won't wait.
You won't eat before you have finished your work. You want me to believe that you fed the cattle and the hens and the dog already? Have you swept the yard? You good for nothing.
She has a bowl with some seeds and grain. My dear sister, stepmother ordered me to feed the chickens. I need the wicker basket. Would you mind giving it back to me?
What do you want?
The basket.
Get lost. Can't you see I'm eating?
Yes, but...
Buzz off!
My sister Marfusha won't give the basket back to me. I'll have to scare her a bit. My dear sister, I wonder if you know that Vidora Mikhailovna, the old herbalist, said that the feet of those who eat lots of sunflower seeds turn black. Just wait and see. All the wood has burnt. There's just soot left in the fireplace, as black as coal. It's black and greasy. Bare feet. Okay, I've blackened my sister's feet. Sister, it started. Your feet are turning black.
Huh? What? Mama! Help!
I don't believe it. You wicked witch! What have you done to her?
I only dirtied my sister's feet with soot.
Mama!
Hush! Go wash your feet. It's only soot, you fool.
My dear sister Marfusha, she is eating sunflower seeds and grain. If she only knew it was grain for chickens. There are sunflower seeds and some grain in it. Come on, chicken, take your food. Well, the chickens are fed. Hello, animals.
Hi, Nastyenka.
Hello.
How are you? Are you hungry?
I am. I would like
Hay. I'd like some hay.
some fresh clover.
Well, so far, hay will have to do.
Shall we have a ride afterwards? Vesna isn't as much fun to be with.
Hey, hey, hey. Not now. Perhaps later. Hello, my lovely horse. How are you doing? Have you made friends with Vesna yet?
Yes, I have. Vesna is a nice cow.
I'd like to milk you now.
Before breakfast? No. Moo. First feed me, then you can milk me.
All right. Boris the horse. In the summer, I ride on him in the meadow behind our house. Vesna the cow. My father bought her at the market 3 years ago. I am not tall enough to reach there. I am not tall enough to reach there. I can't carry it on my own. I have to ask my papa to help me. Bringing the hay down will be easy after that.
What do you need, my dear child?
Father, I need your help. I have to feed the cattle in the shed, but the ladder is too heavy for me. I can't carry it by myself, and...
I'll be glad to help you, but I need something from you in return. Today is the last day for me to pay back my loan to the farmer Maturin. Here, take the purse. Take it to him, please, and give him my thanks.
Father's debt for Farmer Maturin. A wooden table with a skull painted on it. There's a beet drawn on this plate. A nice spotted cow. Poor beast, it's harnessed to a plow. A nice spotted cow. Poor beast, it's harnessed to a plow. Roman the raven. He seems to be awake. He's watching his surroundings carefully. His eyes are gleaming with hunger. Vladimir Mikhailovich Maturin, the biggest farmer in our village, and the richest one.
My beet!
Good morning, Vladimir Mikhailovich.
I've been robbed! I've been robbed! My beet! My red beet!
Wait, Vladimir
My beet! The biggest beet in the county! All the work that went into it! Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. So much work. Ah! That's true.
My father is returning the money you lent him. He told me to thank you very much.
I hope the money helped him. Have you mended the chimney?
We have. Thank you very much again.
Pleasure. I'm glad I could help. My beet!
Goodbye. A nice spotted cow. Poor beast. It's harnessed to a plow. They say that once, landlord Constantine, rounding his manor, dropped in here. The locals respectfully invited him for a glass of vodka, and he drank so much that he fell asleep. Early in the morning, he got enormously thirsty. He went to the well. When he leaned over for a bucket to drink some water, he lost his balance on the brink and fell headlong to the very bottom. Because it was still dark and there was nobody near to help him, he had to climb up on his own. Fortunately, he got out safely. Now I can finally feed our animals, Boris and Vesna. I'm going up. I am quite eager and wonder what could be in those sacks. Is it whole corn or just grain? Well, I don't know. The animals will like it. I'll give it to Boris or Vesna. This fork is used for tossing the hay into the hayloft. At this moment, they are of no use to me. I must go down cautiously and slowly. Vesna, here you are. Have some hay.
Thanks, Nastyanka. Now you can milk me.
An empty bucket. I'll need it again, to be sure. In the bucket, there's some recently drawn milk. There's some sliced bread on a dish, but it's all dried up. Maybe it will come in handy later. I'll take these slices of bread to feed Tommy. But first, I must soak them a little in milk. They're too hard now. When I soak this bread in a little milk, Tommy will love the food. Some bread moistened in milk. Stepmother said Marfusha would get married soon. Here you are, Tommy. This is your breakfast. A birch broomstick that I bought at the fair last year. It's good, but it doesn't sweep by itself. Well, that's a pity. It's daylight. I can go to sweep the yard. Birch broom. Whoops! I've broken the broom. What bad luck. I must fix it quickly. But how? I'll ask advice from Father. I started sweeping, and the broom suddenly broke in my hands.
What do you need, my dear child?
Father, my broom is broken. Could you fix it for me, please?
Of course I can. What have you been doing?
I was about to sweep the yard, and suddenly it broke apart in my hands. It's not my fault.
I don't blame you, but it will take some time. I don't know how long.
All right. I have some other work to do. I'll come back later. Could you fix it for me, please? I'm going up. The animals will like it. I'll give it to Boris or Vesna. I must go down cautiously and slowly. Boris, It's not clover, I admit. But I'm sure you'll like it anyway.
Thanks, Nastyenka.
What do you need, my dear child?
Now I've done everything my stepmother told me to. I see the broomstick is mended already.
I couldn't find the string. Look, the broom is like brand new. You can sweep the yard now. Would you sing a song for me, my dear?
I will, with pleasure. Father has nimble fingers. He's fixed it.
Each day I sweep outside in the yard, so pretty and so neat. Sometimes I think my life is very hard, it's painful for my feet.
Your work is finished, I see. And you're even singing from joy?
Yes, I've just finished sweeping the yard. As for the other tasks...
All right, this is really perfect.
Can I now have a little rest?
Absolutely. You can relax all day long. Pick up the bucket and hurry up to water the stub near the lake. I'm telling you, don't come back before it blossoms. Blossoms! Can't you hear me? You'll stop singing soon enough.
A stump. It is lonely as well, and it looks sad. I feel like it's looking at me. Sometimes I come here and talk to it. I am hardly able to carry it. Oh, Stumpy. If you only knew how much I miss my sweet mother. There's nothing to be done about that. I have to water you until you blossom. What's the point of doing this? Perhaps, after you blossom, my new mother will be less cruel to me. What the?
Thank you, Nastyenka.
What? A blossom? You are blooming, aren't you?
Sure I am. I've blossomed thanks to you, although I don't have a top full of leaves.
But...
I'm a stump called Stumpy. And the fact that I'm a dead tree doesn't necessarily mean that I can't be a living stub, does it?
Yes, but...
When I saw you carrying those heavy pails of water, I felt so much pity for you that I simply had to do something, so I blossomed.
But this is impossible. How could this happen?
Mother Nature is powerful. To be honest, I don't understand it either. Anyway, I'm not gonna lose my roots over it. Thanks for your help. Your work is done. Sit down on the grass and rest for a moment. When the work stands still, it can't run away from you. And your stepmother will wait.
Okay, let's talk for a minute.
Look, there's somebody walking over there.
Granny, who was the unknown one near the lake?
Everything comes in time.
To him that waits, I know who he was.
Hush, my children. Once upon a time, there was another village, and in that village lived a widow and her son, Ivan. He was a brave lad and very handsome. But he was extremely vain and full of himself. One summer morning, he went out to the porch of their house and said,